Hello everyone. Today I'll be reviewing the Lampadati Komoda based on the Alfa Romeo Giulia, produced between 2016 and current day 2025. It's in the sports class and has a base price of 1.7 million and a trade price of 1.2 million. It's not a removed website car, but can be purchased through Legendary Motorsports. I was able to obtain it for free through the Lucky Wheel this week at the time of this recording. For a 2019 DLC car, the customization is acceptable, but it could be better. Rockstar has updated pre-released vehicles before, and this is one of the cars that does deserve new customization and overall improved quality. The available customization options are still pretty good, such as the hood, and the quality of the carbon looks really good as well. And with any color that you choose, I could already tell that this car is gonna look really good. I've owned this car for about 2 times. This is my second time getting this car. The first time I had it in like a gray to kind of hide the weird grill in the front. But over time, it really grew on me. So now that I want this car, I'm just gonna put a nice red on it. But as I probably said, any color looks really good on this car. Of course, the liveries are plentiful. If you want to go for like a race look or some type of touring look, you could do that. They're very high quality. These liveries, I don't see any low textures or any issue with it. I can't imagine many people actually using the liveries. It personally, it just ruins the look of the car. But if you want to go for something custom, it's there. Carbon looks really good, but I personally don't want to put carbon on this car or go for like a rally type of look. For now, I'll just settle for a simple red, but I'll be back later for this car to like make a special type of green. I can't recall the type of green that was offered on the real life Romeo, but I'll go back and do some research to see how closely I could get to that type of green. I'll probably add it into like the video and text once I remember the name of the green. But any color really could look really good on this car. And the roof options, they look pretty good. Of course, I don't want any carbon or going for any type of crazy race type of look. Because personally, I feel like it ruins the look of the car. Many of these cars in real life don't really look that crazy. Though they are sporty, but they don't look like super race car-y. The skirts are a bit over the top. I wouldn't go for these. I know it sounds like I'm taking this very seriously, but like I just want it to look good, simple and clean. And that's really easy to do with these spoiler options. Some of them look not so good. As you can see, it partially covers a Lampadati logo or words or letters. But if you want to do something that's very aftermarket, you could of course do it with this car, like any other car. This spoiler looks alright, but I feel like it's generic. Like I've seen them in many other cars before. Like it's just a reused spoiler option. But you know what? I guess I'll just go for the carbon ducktail. It's not such a big deal. It looks alright. And the suspension, like you could make it very low. Thankfully, this is one of the few cars that does not have camber, so when you lower it, it doesn't do that weird squatting. And for the wheel options, it was really difficult to choose a wheel for this car. The real life version Looks really good, but unfortunately there wasn't many options to replicate that, except for one which I'll get to. But there's like a bit too much chrome on a lot of these wheels, like a chrome lips and chrome in the center that kind of ruins it a bit. Uh, After recording, I'll just probably go back and uh, look at the wheel options and say what else would look good on this car. There's quite a few real life aftermarket options that a few people do. I'm sure it wouldn't look so bad on this car, something that would be forged or a simple 5-star design. But anyway, I'll just give you an idea of how these other wheels look on this car, which aren't too bad, but it's one of those cars where I might have to think on it a bit more. As you can see, the hyper wheels, or however you say that, these look relatively close, like a flower type of shape, on similar to the real life Giulia, but it's a bit more hexagonal, and you could see that pretty bad looking chrome lip, but unfortunately it's there, and there's like no option without it. And the chrome mirror cap, but you could kind of pretend that it's not there. It looks somewhat similar, but just with like hexagons, or whatever they're called. The detail and texture quality is acceptable, but it is below average for a typical DLC car. This car is about 5 years old at the time of this recording. It was released in 2019. The interior does look pretty good from the front. You know, the driver and the front passenger area, it looks good. It's not really similar to the real life Giulia, but it's acceptable. And the detail overall, like it's not too bad. The speed and handling is decent. This car is really fun to drive. When you take the corners, it handles it very well. Even during the rain, like this car is still pretty fun to drive. It's not too bad. It doesn't spin out. It's not difficult to control at all, like some other sports cars. And the brakes are pretty decent too. I'd say it's one of the best out there. If you go full throttle or full speed, and then you wanna just brake pretty quickly and take a quick turn. It's a great car to drive. There's really no issues with this car. I personally regret selling this car and not picking it up again because it's just a good alternative to a few other cars. It's also good to expand your variety or your collection. This car fits in very well. I like to quickly mention before ending the video that YouTube has been putting ads or advertisements on my videos and profiting off of them, even though I have yet to meet uh, what's needed to be the qualifications to be monetized. And so, if you're watching this far, it would really help me a lot if you were to subscribe, so I can start collecting that. And well, thanks for watching.